Presented by Frigidaire, division of General Motors. Starring Bob Hope. Frigidaire, makers of America's #1 refrigerator. The finest in food freezers. America's most beautiful electric range. The amazing new all-porcelain automatic washer. The Frigidaire electric clothes dryer. Electric ironer. Air conditioner unit. The sensational new dehumidifier. And many other products for homes, stores, farms, and industry. And now, Frigidaire's Comedy Hour, starring Bob Hope.
Do I look like I'm going to fall over? I am, believe me. Thank you very much. I just want to tell you I'm very thrilled to be back here once again for Frigidaire, to grab a little of that quick frozen money. I want to say that it's a great, great thrill to get back on television. This is my third. I've had 3 shots on television. Fortunately, they all miss me, but I must say, I'm getting used to this racket. I'm beginning to like it. I mean it, with the camera angles and the makeup, the lighting, and all the technique. It's something. You know, it takes time. After all, Faye Emerson wasn't built in a day. and it's really great. And while I've been away, they've brought in this new thing, this new wrinkled colored television. Oh, that's really going to be something. Now, when you're squinting at your television set, you can go blind in 6 delicious flavors. Colored television is really going to be all right, though. You can have your present set adapted for only $3,000. For $4,000, Grandma Moses will come over and paint the screen for you. But it's a great, great thrill to be back here once again, ladies and gentlemen, in New York. I've got a nice room here. I'm staying at City Hall. Nobody else does, but I want to tell you, it hasn't changed a bit. It really hasn't changed a bit, New York, with the tall buildings and the short-changing waiters. Last night I fell asleep in the Times Square subway, fell asleep there, and somebody lowered a wad of gum through the grating and stole my bridge work. It's the same old New York. And they tell me, a lot of people tell me that when a big star comes to New York, they're besieged by autograph towns. That's what they tell me. Well, kid came up to me this afternoon, asked me for my autograph. I gave it to him, and he slapped my face because I wasn't Hopalong Cassidy. There's a man that's really doing it. Oh, is he grabbing the loot? Old Hopalong. They've got he's selling everything. They even have Hopalong bed sheets now to get the kids to bed. That's right. Oh, he's the Bank of America with saddlebags. And you can't imagine the influence that these Western pictures and everything have had on our children today. Believe me, now when a kid wants to leave the classroom in school, he doesn't raise his hand anymore. He just saunters up to the teacher and he says, "I reckon as how I got a hankering to visit the old corral." You know, I'm very thrilled to be back once again for Frigidaire, and especially this week, I'm indebted to these people for inviting our whole troupe of entertainers that made the trip from Honolulu to Guam to Okinawa to Japan, Korea, Alaska, and back. 25,000 miles, and I love the Frigidaire people for allowing our whole troupe to appear here tonight, and especially with this type audience. We're sort of observing Military Week here. We have a GI audience here with all servicemen. I think it's the first time in a television show Don't throw the camera on them. They may be AWOL, but I want to tell you. I could see the look on your faces. No, but I want to say that we had a wonderful trip, and all the people are here with us. You know, and I want to tell you a little about the trip because it was great fun. You know, you just don't start on one of these trips. You have to arrange for it. For instance, I went to Washington to the Pentagon building. Pentagon building, that's Bellevue with a revolving door, and I walked in. I walked into General Vandenberg's office, and I said, look, I'm ready to go. He said, that's obvious. Digger Odell is 2 doors down. I said, no, I want to fly to Korea. He said, oh, do you want a plane? I said, that's the only way I fly. I don't smoke anything stronger than Chesterfield. So he said, well, maybe I can arrange it. There's a lot of red tape connected with getting a person out of the country, but in your case, I think it is worth it. And he said, you'll have to go across the street and get your shots. But he warned me that a lot of people might faint afterwards. But I fooled him. I fainted going across the street. And the shots that they gave us yellow fever shots. They're great. They're real great. You get a fever and you turn yellow right away. I turned a deep brown because I was a little yellow to start with. But no, please. No, who cued that? Who cued that? But after my physical, they gave me the same classification as I had in the last war. Chicken, first class. I do want to tell you, we have a long show, and we have all these acts that made the trip with us, so I don't want to take up too much time because you're going to see a lot of me, probably too much. Now I want to introduce the #1 band of the nation, the #1 band in my heart, a band that played all the way from Honolulu to Guam, Okinawa, Penang, Wonsong, Seoul, up through Alaska, and really gave a lot of entertainment. Mr. Les Brown and his orchestra right here. Let's go. You know, thank you very much. Thank you. Boy, this is a marathon, isn't it? That's what I like about TV. It's the only place where 20 million people can watch you have a nervous breakdown. But I'm thrilled to be here. Ladies and gentlemen, that about winds up our clam bake. And on behalf of our 38th Parallel Dramatic Group, I want to thank you very, very much. Also, I want to announce right now that Eddie Cantor's on next week with a wonderful show. He's been doing some great shows, and we're very happy to watch Eddie next week. I want to thank Frigidaire once again for making it possible to bring you our overseas show. You know, this winds up Thanksgiving weekend, ladies and gentlemen, and while the turkey has gone the way of all hash, the memory of what Thanksgiving really means lingers on. You know, 300 years ago, some brave people that they called pilgrims gave thanks that the new ideal of freedom they brought to a new land had taken root and would last. That ideal is still with us, and tonight it is being protected and strengthened by our 20th century pilgrims, all our service boys, and our boys out in Korea. Boys really who are too young to grow beards, but boys who are not too young to fire bazookas. So the next time you think as you please, or worship as you please, or vote the way you want, the next time you walk down the street of your hometown without fear, and when you hear the laughter of children who have had enough to eat, remember to give thanks, not only for the blessings we have come to take for granted, but also for the sons and husbands and brothers and fathers who put their lives away in mothballs and are fighting for the ideals planted here by the Pilgrims 3 centuries ago. You know, the Iron Curtain boys thought they'd thrown the Sunday punch when they had backed us up to Pusan, but they forgot one little detail. Ever since Plymouth Rock, Americans have had something to fight for, and yes, die for if necessary. It's 10,000 miles from Westchett to Wonsan, but the flame of freedom in the human breast defies all distance and brings men together in a fight for the common ideal of free and democratic world under God. Thank you very much. Good night.
From New York, Frigidaire, division of General Motors, has taken great pleasure in presenting the Comedy Hour starring Bob Hope with Marilyn Maxwell, Les Brown, and Jimmy Wakely. Be sure and tune in at the same time every Sunday evening for the Comedy Hour. starring Eddie Cantor next Sunday night. The Hartman the following Sunday. And Fred Allen the week after that. And Bob Hope will be back with the Comedy Hour on December 24th. Until then, Frigidaire bids you good night.
NBC Television.